I'm Kathy Williamson with the Kentucky Career Center, and this is the Issues and Insight segment. And today my guest is Ms. Robin Gooden. You are the new center manager at the Kentucky Career Center, right?
Correct.
And you're new, aren't you?
I am. I've been there a little over a month.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and give us some background information?
Yes. Well, educationally, I have a bachelor's in psychology and a master's in business, and then I've worked for a nonprofit agency for a number of years here in the community, and then I went off to kind of switch careers and went to bookkeeping for quite some time, and so now I'm kind of back with helping people out and getting them employed.
Yeah, well, that bookkeeping side probably gave you a lot of good experience as to what our businesses in the community are going through and
oh, absolutely,
what they have to, what they have to keep watch on and that sort of thing. So today we're going to talk about the Kentucky Career Center.
Okay.
Some of our viewers may not know that we fall under the Education and Labor Cabinet for the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Yes.
And we cover 8 counties.
Correct.
And so those counties are LaRue, Meade, Hardin, which includes Fort Knox,
Yes.
Breckenridge, Nelson, Marion, Grayson, and Washington. So those are the counties that we cover. And so in those counties, we've got remote offices.
Yes, affiliate sites.
Affiliate sites.
We do. Our comprehensive center is in Elizabethtown. However, we have an affiliate site in Litchfield, one in Bardstown, and one in Lebanon, and then one day a week they go to Springfield.
Okay, so let's talk about the one in Litchfield.
Okay.
Because it's at 125 White Oak Street.
Yes.
And what building are they in?
The Litchfield, it's kind of the old courthouse.
The old courthouse, but it's up on the second floor.
Correct. You have to kind of go around the side of the building and then go up the second floor.
Okay, so it's a little hard to find, but there's a lot of signs once you get there and you know where you're going.
Yes, we're working on those.
So we do have that remote site there.
Yes.
And then there's one you said in
However, I'm sorry. However, that office is only open Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay, what are the hours? Do you know?
That is 8 to 4:30.
8 to 4:30, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Correct.
Okay, good. That's good to know. There's one in Bardstown.
Yes.
And I think we just did a ribbon cutting and
we did
all
a
of that.
grand reopening.
Okay,
yes.
tell about that.
So the Bardstown office was in kind of a disarray for a little while, and so the community partners kind of got together, the city and county executives and that sort of thing kind of came together and renovated that building. And so we're so excited. It's very nice now, and it's open from 8 to 4:30.
Okay, and it's got some of the the partner agencies in it, like Adult Ed is there.
Yes.
And some of the other agencies. Folks think that the Kentucky Career Center, that's the only thing we do is where you go file unemployment.
Yes, that is a misnomer. Yes.
So that's what we're trying to talk about today is that, like, these locations, Bardstown, Litchfield. There's a location in Lebanon.
Yes.
It's at 516 Workshop Lane.
Yes.
And so it's another location where you can go in, and you can go there for your unemployment, but there's all of these other services and these other agencies that are available that I think sometimes the community just doesn't know that we do those things.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. So
I think that's the kind of the thing that we want to get out to people is that we're not just an unemployment office.
Right.
We are an employment office, and that's a really important distinction.
Absolutely. And then at Fort Knox, we're going to have a site there.
Yes.
So we're working on getting that set up as well. So again, with the Kentucky Career Center, our commitment is to get people back to work.
Yes.
And to help businesses get the talent they need.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's start first with the job seekers.
Okay.
People that are looking to work. They're either looking to go to work, they're looking to get back into work, or they're looking to get a better job.
Absolutely. And sometimes, in my example, you may want to change careers. You may want to, get some training and change careers and do something different. So there's all sorts of options that people are looking for, but anything related to employment we can help you with.
Okay, and this is all at no cost.
Correct.
And it's anyone 16 and older.
Correct,
And
yes.
so folks don't know that the Kentucky Career Center has career coaching and guidance. So we've got counselors that will help you.
Yes, absolutely. The people that'll actually sit down with you and say, okay, what do you need? What kind of services do you need? Whether it be resume writing, some soft skills for interviews, all sorts of different things that can help you get that good job.
Okay. And then again, with partners in the building, like with adult ed, we can help you with your GED.
Yes.
Getting that, and then the warm handoff. That was something that that was described the other day at a meeting that I was in, and it's absolutely that warm handoff. Here's some more, you have some more needs. There's some barriers. We've got agencies that we're connected with that are partners with us that can help you with those things.
Right, exactly. And I think that's one of the benefits of having everyone in the building as a one-stop. So when you come in, let's say that you're looking for a job. You can go talk to a career counselor about getting a position and because career counselors are connected with those employers as well. And so they can kind of connect that easily for you. And then resume writing, things that we've already talked about. And then, if you have some barriers to job seeking, then they will hand you off to another partner within the building and be able to help you get those barriers eliminated so that you can go to work.
Okay. So one of the things that we do for job seekers is our workshops.
Yes.
And so we're going to put up the flyer at the end of the segment, but this is our October workshops. And
Yes.
so on October 6th, we had a workshop on how to search for a job and writing a positive resume. Robin, we all have a resume.
Yes.
But in today's world, it needs to be tweaked. It needs to be a different format. We need to have it kind of reviewed. And
Yes,
that
absolutely. There's certain times of that employers are looking for specific things, and sometimes that changes over time. And so it's important to make sure that your resume doesn't look like it did 10 years ago.
Right.
Or also kind of helping with some things that say that you're a homemaker and you've been one and you've raised kids for 10 years and haven't been in the workforce. There's a lot of skills that you still have that are important to put on a resume. So those kind of things we can help you kind of tweak and make sure that the employer gets a good grasp of what you've done.
I've heard that a lot. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't have any skills. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Budgeting, organizational skills,
Multitasking.
Those are skills that
Absolutely.
need to be translated to that resume,
Absolutely.
so that an employer can have a good look at what you bring to the table.
Sure. Sure.
Okay. The next one is on October the 13th is managing credit. I mean, we can all use tips on how to improve our credit score.
Yes.
Which credit cards, to
And
pay
credit
off.
has become a very important aspect, as far as getting jobs even.
Well, they will check your credit score as
will.
part of your employment. And I had someone say, well, why would they do that? Well, it's a representation of how you manage yourself, your money,
Yes.
that sort of thing.
It depends. It certainly depends on the job that you're looking for, but absolutely. And that can be a real big factor, if you're looking for bookkeeping or banking or any of those kind of
Well, I mean, this guy
positions.
was going to be a mechanic. He was applying for a mechanic's job.
Okay.
And they they said they were going to pull a credit score. And he said, what is this all about? I said, it's a representation of how you handle things.
Yes.
If you go into debt, do you pay your bills on time? Or, are you in default and that sort of thing? And afterwards he said, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's a difference in how it is today versus 10, 15 years ago. The next one is interviewing skills. That's on October 20th. Practice makes perfect.
It does.
And the more you do interviews, and the other thing is that you get to practice in a safe environment, and you're going to get feedback on how you did, how you answered that question.
Or at least maybe a better approach to that question.
Yeah, and
maybe there's some better skills that
some
can be
answers you
used.
could have
Yes,
given that would have
absolutely.
made more, that would have been more in line with what the employer was looking for.
Or clear and concise answers.
Yes,
Yes.
so, and you're, anytime, again, you get to practice, the better you'll be when you're in front in the real event. So that's a good one. October the 27th, it's financial empowerment, budgeting. Geez, we all need help on how to create a budget.
Yeah, I
and
may have
stay
to sit
with
through that
it,
one myself.
And stay with
No,
it. And then
I'm kidding.
savings is
Yes.
on that list. It's amazing if you put a little bit back out of every paycheck.
Yes.
How quickly that little bit will grow. And so, even if you just put back you created a savings account, put back $5 a payday, then when you wanted to do something fun, it's your
Right.
fun money.
Right, right.
And you can go to Kentucky Kingdom, or you could go to a movie or something. But again, once you get, in today's world, Robin, it's so much easier because your bank will automatically do it for you.
Right, and there's a lot of apps.
Yeah, there's
Absolutely,
apps that do that.
that do that
and
for you.
They do it. It's you don't even have to think about it. It just
Right,
gets
right.
done. So those are the workshops that were scheduled for October. You do workshops every month. And
We try to, yes.
Yeah, and the titles may change. But
Yes.
again, that's an opportunity to have an opportunity to come into the Kentucky Career Center and get connected with us.
Yes.
Because once you're in the building, you're going to see all of these other agencies, all of these other opportunities, and someone that might be teaching a class may hand you off to another agency
right.
that you need. So I want our viewers to know about that and such. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the online job fairs.
Yes.
Okay, so we've been doing these almost a year now.
Right, Let's Talk Tuesdays.
Let's Talk Tuesdays. It's the first and third Tuesday of each month.
Yes.
And this is a great way for you to, as a job seeker, to connect us with an employer, from your home computer, from your cell phone. I've even worked with all 8 libraries in the 8 counties of the Lincoln Trail area, and you can go into the library and use their Wi-Fi.
Oh, absolutely.
And they know how to get you on and all of that, just whatever's most convenient for you. Our next event is October the 17th, and we'll put up a flyer for that. And it's going to be all types of jobs, all types of industries.
Yes.
And the big thing here I want everyone to know is that when you're registering for this, your resume has to be a PDF, not a doc file.
Yes.
And so that.
And I think it's also important to point out that this is a great platform. This is a kind of fairly new, but yet to us, but in the sense of employers and job seekers being able to connect in real time, and that's amazing. So job seekers can post their resumes before the 1 o'clock hour, and then employers can also post their positions way before that. And then the employer can actually look at those resumes from job
Right,
seekers
right.
and see them before they go live at 1 o'clock.
Right.
And then there are chat rooms, I believe is the terminology, that they can actually go to, and they can talk to job seekers right then and there. So it's really kind of an interview platform to be able to do all of that. And
Yeah.
so it's an incredible opportunity to really connect the job seekers and employers together.
And I tell employers, if you see someone you're interested in, you're going to have their email address. Go ahead and shoot them an email.
Yes,
and
yes.
be proactive and tell them, I see that you're going to be on the job fair. Be sure and come in and chat with me. And you can also do a Zoom call. Robin, you can do a
okay.
visual
Yes.
Zoom call. So it's a live, in-person, having a conversation. So we tell the job seekers to dress appropriately, to be in a
Yes.
quiet area, all of those sorts of things. And
And be prepared for that
be
interview.
prepared for
Absolutely.
it, absolutely. And then the employer can tell you, go ahead and set up an in-person interview, when to come to their office and move forward with the interview process. And we've had these events where there were over 400 jobs opening
Yes.
in the 8 counties that we cover. So.
And that's why we really want to get the word out to job seekers to let them know about this platform and the
and it's all
opportunities
at
there.
no cost. It
Yes.
is no cost.
No
to
cost to
get-
employer
you can-
or
you can
the job seeker.
make that connection. You can go on our Facebook page. You can go on our LinkedIn page, and we're going to put all of that at the end of the segment here, how to
Great.
get on those.
Yes.
But that's how you do the connection, as you get there. So that's one that we do every, the first and third Tuesday.
Yes.
And so we have something, October is Manufacturing Month.
It is.
And so we've set up an event called Manufacturing Job Fair.
Yes.
This is an in-person event. So
very
tell us
excited.
about it.
I'm very excited about this one because it is the first one that I'm going to be hosting, and that the Kentucky Career Center is hosting and it's been a little while since we've done one. And so it's really important to get this out to the public. The Manufacturing Job Fair is going to be October 24th from 1 to 6 p.m. So there's going to be plenty of time for folks to get out there and kind of see folks, especially those who may work till 5 o'clock. They have another hour to kind of get involved in that. It's at the American Legion, 1251 Ring Road. I just want to make sure I have the right address.
That's right.
1251 Ring Road. And so we're very excited. Come out and, dress for success. There's going to be a lot of employers there, and we certainly want to encourage that.
Yeah.
And then we also want to encourage those employers to sign up. And that application process is ending on the 19th, I believe.
Yeah, that's the deadline.
Yes, so we definitely want to get those applications in so that employers can be there as well.
Can be a part of it. And we're not going to close the doors at 6. If there's
Right.
people there and there's conversations going on.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely,
Yes.
So again, this is an in-person, this is an opportunity to be face-to-face with companies that have openings, they're looking
Yes.
for employees.
And we also have interview rooms. So if
Oh,
at
wow.
some
Okay.
point the employer wants to take a job seeker into an interview room and actually interview them on site, they can do that as well.
Yeah, so that's great too, because
Yes.
that lets it continue to move on in the process.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Precisely.
So what other services have we missed that are in the building that you want to talk about?
Oh my gosh, there's so many other services at KCC, and I think that's one of the things that we've talked about is that it's not just unemployment. There's a lot of other services that we provide as well. So we've talked about the career counseling, how you can come in, you can fill out get help with resumes and interviewing and all of those kind of things. So we've talked about that. We have the career team, which is that is when you have barriers to employment, to make sure that they have a slew of different programs that you can get involved in, and those are youth programs. And then we have occupational vocational rehab. So that helps persons with functional, psychological, developmental, cognitive and emotional disabilities, impairments or health concerns, to overcome barriers to returning and maintaining employment. And they really help you walk through that process. So it's great. That's in the building. We have Job Corps that's in the building that services from 16 to 24-year-olds. If eligible, they assist in residential education and job training programs. We have and these are just kind of an overview. The veteran services, that's a no-cost priority service to help with transition to post-military careers. So, and that's Mark, and he's our
new
veteran.
guy.
He is, and he's
He's hit the
fabulous.
ground running, absolutely,
He is
because he has
fabulous.
a passion for veterans.
He absolutely does.
And
yes.
so he has absolutely been instrumental in getting us on Fort Knox and doing some of the things there. And then the veterans that might walk into the door, he's someone that can sit and talk to them and knows what the barriers and what they're up
Yes.
against. And that's important. When you're visiting with someone who's been there, done that, knows what you're talking about, that makes a huge difference.
Well, and I think that's also, yes, and he would say as well that it's these are military people who may be retiring or getting out of the military for whatever reason, and they need to transition into civilian jobs. And so that can be kind of tough.
Yeah.
And so it's important that somebody is there to help
Yeah.
with that service.
Yeah.
Community Action provides services to meet basic needs and to empower vulnerable populations by increasing self-sufficiency. So that's really those are all encompassing or comprehensive in the Elizabethtown area or center. Bardstown and Litchfield are a little more limited in what services they provide on site, but they certainly can connect at any time to any of the services at the Comprehensive Center.
Okay, so I think we've covered the job seeker. The next
Yes.
piece is, what about for employers that might be watching our show?
Yes,
There's a
yes.
couple of things I want to talk about. One is called Meet the Employer. We do this the third Tuesday of each month, and we will advertise that an employer is going to be in our lobby.
Yes.
And so we'll put this on our Facebook, we put it in our LinkedIn, we send it to all of those agencies that we've just talked about, so that when they have visitors that are coming in the building, they'll know that the employer's there. This one on October 17th is SMS Group out of Brandenburg. And so they're
Yes.
going to have a table. And again, everything we talk about, Robin, is at no cost. And so,
Correct. And also, remember that even though we have our comprehensive center in E-Town and we have our affiliate sites in those other locations, we do service the 8-county region.
Right.
And so, a employer from Brandenburg certainly can come and be
yes.
involved with all of our services just as well as any of our affiliate sites as well.
And the office in Lebanon does a lot of these sorts of things, these job fairs and those things in Lebanon herself, so that area
Yes.
gets covered very well.
Terry Thomas down there is the executive director, and she does a phenomenal job in that area, and she
Right.
knows all the
So that
some of the
covers
employers
Springfield
that
and
sort of thing.
Washington counties. That
Yes, Springfield and Washington.
that
Mhm.
covers
And then
those.
also for employers, I just want to mention that we also offer, specifically for employers, we offer recruitment and screening of job seekers. We offer employee development and retention services. So there's lots of ways we can help with businesses in that area. We also offer labor market information, which is super important for them to understand the market at the time and what's going on and how to be competitive with other employers.
And then we do what's called a KCC table, where they can just come in and sit for a couple hours and visit with the walk-ins. We also have access to be able to post their jobs on the Kentucky National Labor Exchange Kentucky Employee Access.
Yes.
So if a company has jobs that they want to post, that's a statewide, they can get statewide and national exposure by posting there.
Right.
And again, all of that is at no cost.
Correct. So they can post their jobs
Yeah.
at any time, and because they're no cost, there's a lot of job seekers that may go on and see these positions, and you can actually filter that down to what's in Brandenburg, what's
Right,
in
exactly.
Lexington, what's in, et cetera.
And anything you post on that Kentucky Employee Access automatically is posted on LinkedIn. So it feeds to LinkedIn. So if you've got a
Yes.
resume out on LinkedIn and you're looking for work, and that's your site that you're using for your job searches, these jobs are going to post over there as well.
Correct, and that's why it's so important, and we encourage people to make sure that the resume is on LinkedIn. And if you are unfamiliar with the site or how to do that or any of those kind of things, of course, the Career Center can help you do that.
Yeah. So, Robin, we have gone over a tremendous amount
Lot of information.
information. But again, that was our goal here today, is for folks to understand all of the resources, the job seeker resources and the employer resources that are under our umbrella, that are available to them at no cost. And I mean, we've got interview rooms if the employer needs to do interviews. There's just a tremendous amount of stuff, of resources that we have available to us. And a lot of that is very important to companies that are just coming to the area.
Yes.
Because they can come and set up for interviews, and they don't have brick and mortar yet, but
Correct.
they can get
Right.
queued up.
So yes, we have not only the interview rooms, but also conference rooms that could be used, or any kind of space. And then our Bardstown office has a conference room that can be used. So there's definitely some, and of course Lebanon, there's just an opportunity for employers to really connect with the Kentucky Career Centers in general,
Yeah,
and also job seekers. So yeah, absolutely.
So We're about out of time, but we're going to put up all of the contact information, my information, your information. We have a Facebook page, we have a LinkedIn page, we've got Twitter.
Yes,
We've got
yes.
we've got a web page, so we're going to put all of that at the end of the segment here,
Oh,
so that
great.
folks can get in touch with us and start contacting us and using our services.
Because that's the main thing is those dates, which is the October 17th, which is right around the corner, for the online job fair, the October 24th, which is the in-person
Right.
job fair, the October 26th, which is just another online manufacturing only
job fair. Right.
A virtual job fair. And so want to reiterate those 3 dates. And then also the website. So if you have been inundated with a lot of information today,
Yeah, we have.
you didn't write it all down,
That's
it's
right.
okay.
That's-
because you can just go to ltcareercenter.com or .org, I'm sorry, and that will be listed at the end,
It
and certainly
absolutely will.
get all of this information as well.
Good deal. Well, thank you for coming and visiting with us.
Thank you.
Just so happens I work there too, so that makes it even better.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So I'm Kathy Williamson with the Kentucky Career Center, and that's our show for today. We'll see you next time.